Eli Manning, 2 Super Bowls, and one of the most famous last names in football. Is he a Hall of Famer? Or just a guy who got hot at the right time? Here in 2025, in his first year of eligibility for the Hall of Fame, he failed to make the final 10, despite being one of 15 finalists. Does he deserve to get voted in? Well, when you really dig into Eli's career, the case for Canton isn't as rock solid as some might think. First things first, let's talk numbers. Eli played 16 seasons with the Giants, throwing for over 57,000 yards, 366 touchdowns, and 244 interceptions. That puts him 11th all-time in yards and touchdowns. But here's the problem. Longevity stats don't mean everything. If you play long enough, you're going to rack up numbers, and Eli played a long time. Well, let's look at efficiency, which actually tells us how good he was, and not just how long he lasted. His career passer rating was 84.1. That ranks 66th all time. Definitely not the greatest. In fact, guys like Joe Flacco, Andy Dalton, and even Mac Jones have a better passer rating. Oh, and about those interceptions. Eli led the NFL in picks 3 different times and currently sits at 12th most with 244. Sure, you have a number of guys who've thrown more picks and who are in the Hall of Fame, but much of those guys all have better passer ratings, more touchdowns, MVP awards, and more. Then there's his career record of 117 and 117. That's the definition of mid, a 500 quarterback. He's basically the Jeff Fisher of quarterbacks, just floating in the middle, not bad, but not great. Okay, now let's talk about what makes a Hall of Famer. Usually it's one of 3 things: dominance, accolades, or rings. Some guys get in because they are statistically dominant in their era, such as Dan Marino. Some are winning MVPs and setting records, like Peyton Manning. But Eli? Never once was he considered the best quarterback in the league, not even top 5 most years. He was never first team All-Pro, never won an MVP, and only made 4 Pro Bowls in 16 years. By comparison, Phillip Rivers, who played in the same era, had more yards, more touchdowns, and a higher passer rating, and he's not even a lock for the Hall of Fame. Alright, so now let's run through some other comparisons. First up, Troy Aikman. Aikman played 12 seasons, won 3 Super Bowls, and had a career passer rating of 81.6. That's actually lower than Eli's. But here's the thing, Aikman's teams were dominant. In his 12 seasons, they made the playoffs 8 times while following through and winning 3 Super Bowls. He had 6 Pro Bowl selections and played a key role in one of the greatest dynasties ever. Even with Eli playing 4 more seasons than Aikman, his 4 Pro Bowls and playoff appearances fall short of Aikman's accomplishments. All about Kurt Warner. Warner only played 6 full seasons as a starter, but when he played, he was elite. He won 2 MVPs, led 2 different teams to the Super Bowl, and had a career passer rating of 93.7, way ahead of Eli's. If we're talking about peak versus longevity, Warner was a peak performer. All in all, despite his shorter tenure and smaller amount of games played, Kurt made his limited starts count. Now what about Ben Roethlisberger? Big Ben also has 2 Super Bowls, but was far more consistent throughout his career. He has more passing yards, more touchdowns, a better passer rating, and a winning record. If Eli gets into the Hall of Fame, how much better does that make Ben Roethlisberger's case? In my opinion, Big Ben is definitely a shoo-in for the Hall, so we'll see what impact that has on Eli's chances. Alright, now for the argument you know is coming. He won 2 Super Bowls. That has to mean something. And yeah, it does. No one's taking those away from him. Beating the Patriots twice? That's pretty legendary. Hall of Fame voters like Gary Myers and Sal Palantonio support Eli's induction, highlighting his playoff heroics in comparison to past inductees like Dan Fouts and Warren Moon. And of course, Big Brother Peyton voiced his support as well. But with the mention of Warren Moon, I wanted to do one last comparison. So here's Eli Manning versus Warren Moon. I actually think Eli has him beat here in terms of stats. Both are sitting at about a 500 record, but Eli has a much better passer rating, along with Moon nearly having as many interceptions while playing 28 less games. However, Warren had 8 straight Pro Bowl seasons and was dominant in his era of football, but still no Super Bowl. Altogether, it is a fascinating comparison that I actually think helps Eli's case a bit. But now back to talking about the playoffs. Eli's record in the playoffs outside of those 2 Super Bowl runs was 0-4. He played 16 seasons and won 0 other playoff games. So if you're saying he makes it into the Hall because of those 2 years, then we're arguably rewarding him for 8 games out of 236. And if 2 rings equals entry into the Hall of Fame, then explain Jim Plunkett. He's got 2 rings, a Super Bowl MVP, and he's been waiting for a gold jacket for 30 years. The difference? The rest of Plunkett's career just wasn't great, somewhat similar to Eli's situation. Alright, altogether, Eli Manning is a Giants legend. That's not up for debate. His Super Bowl runs were iconic. He gave us some of the best moments in NFL history. But when we talk about the Hall of Fame, the bar has to be more than just he had some great moments. It's about consistent excellence, and that's where I think Eli falls short. But if I had to bet, I'd say he eventually gets in. His last name just carries too much weight, and playing an entire career in New York helps too. Still, in my opinion, I think he lacks the stats and consistent career to be a clear Hall of Famer. What do you think? Does Eli eventually get into the Hall of Fame? Or is he just a good quarterback who got hot at the right time? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you've enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got plenty more sports breakdowns coming your way. Thanks for watching.